All right, Matt, talk to me about Barrie freeholds.
Yeah, so all the colors aren't there, unfortunately, but the median price down 4% month over month, down 6.7% year over year. But year to date, only down 2.9% as compared to last year. So there's some good strength in that. When it comes to the transaction volume, it was down 12.5% month over month, 14.2 year over year, and 18.2 year to date. So definitely transactions have weakened in Barrie, which has resulted in the weakening price. And then the new listings month over month down 8.2%, but year over year up 23.5%, which is interesting. And then year to date, you're up 11.9. So they are starting to see a little bit of a boost in the city of Barrie when it comes to the new listings. Days on market, again, same problem we're seeing everywhere else. We're starting to, they went from 19 days to 24, or almost 30% month over month. They're up 20% year over year, and 31.3% year to date. So we're definitely seeing homes sit on the Barrie market longer. And then termination volume, year over year, they're at 52.1. So I don't think Barrie's quite got their pricing where it needs to be just yet, because we are starting to see, year over year, there's still a lot of places that are having to reprice.
And when we roll into the charts, you can see new listings. Like we said, they're coming down for July, which is great, on the trend line for what you would expect to see in comparison to previous years. We're seeing our active listings up there, but not as bad as our 2018 and 2011 numbers. It is funny how in Simcoe and Barrie, 2011 to 2014 was a bit of a challenging time in those markets,
Yep.
which I think it's just that lag effect, right? We're coming off of um, '08 and '09 with the financial crisis, and it did. I think it just took a little bit longer for the housing market to find its way up there
Yeah.
in terms of those run ups. Sales volume, more of the same, Matt. It's trotting along at a steady pace, but it is well below what we would like to see in comparison to previous years. Buyers need to find their way back in there, like we talked about in some of those other charts. There's really been two buyers markets in the last 15 years, and you're in one of them right now. So if you're thinking about home ownership and it's something you want to take advantage of, get into conversation with somebody, because these are the two times in the last 15 years that you can take advantage of it. So don't
And
sit
I,
on the sidelines and let it pass you by.
yeah, and there's so much doom and gloom talk saying, oh, the market's going to crash. Like you've seen the vast majority of a market downturn, number one. Number two, Simcoe's already seen the vast majority of the downturn. We're not building anything new right now. Builders aren't out there starting new projects, building more homes. There's going to get to a point where we're still bringing in new Canadians. The government's still stimulating the economy, which is going to devalue the currency. Like now is the time that you need to get prepared to get into the market, get out there, negotiate with sellers, get a better deal potentially. This is the time to do it, and not in 3 4 years complain that housing prices are too expensive when you had that great opportunity to get in there and get a place for a great price.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's a reminder that we've been here before. Like, you look at all the stuff that was happening in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and then in the 90s. You know, you'd love to go back and buy a house during those turbulent times when it looked like it wasn't going to be, like, you weren't going to turn around. And so I think it's just that reminder, like you said, Matt. There is a lot of doom and gloom out there, but this is just another cycle. We've been through these cycles before. They're always terrible when you're in them. They always feel terrible when you're in them, but it's also when the greatest amount of wealth can transfer and when the most amount of opportunity is there. So you just got to be in the position and brave enough, I think, to go against what you're hearing in the news all the time to be able to make that decision.
Yeah, and two other points is the demographics aren't turning over in Canada. Like our population is growing, will continue to grow. There's the initiative of having 100 million people in Canada by 2100, which means we're sitting at what, 43, 44 million people. They want to add a lot of people, number one. And then number two is go look at a chart of the M2 money supply. It goes parabolic. So, there's more and more and more and more money coming into the system at all times, which, that money goes to real estate, it goes to assets. So, to sit there and say, oh, the market's going to crash 20%, just from those two things alone, you're not going to get another 20% in this market.
Yeah. 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 We've seen the big correction. Again, median price trucking along. It is down comparison to our previous years. We're just above, well, not just above, we're comfortably above 2020, but it's the last year that we're above for the last 5 years. We have seen that come under. It will be interesting, Matt, to see if we can kind of cruise out over 2022, because they had their correction there. Really, I mean, here it was in March, where we saw in March and February where the rates started to go up, and they trucked down pretty heavily. They did see a nice little uptick in December in 2022, which is interesting to see. But yeah, maybe we can level this out a little bit, because we've been staying fairly steady and
Yeah,
match that 2022 pricing.
I think so. I think Barrie could definitely finish the year nicely.
Yeah. Sitting at 7.41 months of inventory. So yeah, tons of opportunity out there if you're a buyer, lots of choice. That's going to help you in your negotiations. Um, no real sign at the moment of this one rolling over. It's been trending steadily upwards, and I mean that's been the story of months of inventory in a lot of places, but yeah, no sign coming back the other way just yet.
Just yeah, yeah.